Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I won't repeat the state law, but this was something that was discussed at the state level at 2015. Again, we can kind of leave it at that. There's been a little bit of there's been considerable misinformation on what happened and actually who's responsible for policy. I think aside from the state, who actually has codified law about what we can and cannot do, it's not a debate that we can have at council or make a determination different than what is state law. The ban, for instance, there are some comments. There's an operation agreement that allows the YMCA as operator of the Mountain View pool, per our agreement, to make the determination on who is welcome at the facility and who's not. And there are conflicting accounts of what happened, including some validated by people who witnessed it just this past week, and information I've received from the CEO of the YMCA that indicates some significant verbal abuse occurred both to the staff member and in front of young children, and hence the reason for the intervention and the ask for this individual to leave. So I think it's important also to know that there are policies that the Y has to protect people, including background checks. There are policies the Y has instituted to help us comply with the state law, including actually creating facilities on site for those who are uncomfortable, who happen to identify as binary, to use a restroom if they don't feel comfortable in the presence of a trans person. But let's be very clear, the state law says that that's the responsibility of that person, and hence the Y has provided that opportunity for that person, in this case Ms. Jaman, to use that option instead of confronting a staff person who's been well vetted and valued by the YMCA. I'm sorry, I've listened to probably this is really a challenging thing for me to do, because on a personal note, I'd be happy to have a conversation about my own belief system. I'm trying to mirror what the state law and the local law and our agreements say. I've got a strong opinion about this one, let me just tell you. The last thing I think I just need to notice here, or to note, is our staff, our team, is comprised of a variety of individuals, some who identify as trans, LGBTQ community members, and it's our duty to both not just respect diversity, but to actually embrace that as part of what builds a strong city team. And I couldn't stand up here and say to you that we are not behind the wise decision based on abusive behavior to stand for the respect of every individual. And that's something that I would expect out of my team, and I'm glad that Wendy Bard expects that for her team as well. There are a couple other comments that were made off this subject. I realize not everyone's here to hear a response to that, but I did want to at least acknowledge the comments made about housing and the retreat.